Hey, everybody, and welcome to Lords of the Night. Tonight's my anniversary, so I might do things out of order and change things up as I see fit. But, as always, joining me is your Lord of Punctuation. Say hi, Scribe.
You're going to give me an aneurysm.
I know.
Hi, Scribe.
Your Lord of Pennies is here as well. Say hi, Satsu.
Hi, Satsu.
The wonderful Lady Monkey is here. I know you had a Lord name, but I have no memory, so say hi, Lady Monkey.
Hi.
And I am your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, who, by the way, has forgotten to take his pills. Before we go any further, thank you, Point Curation. Happy anniversary, Monkey and Lady. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Point.
And yes, guys, it is my 25th wedding anniversary, and we've decided to spend it with you.
Yes.
Oh.
How is everyone tonight? Let's start with you, Lady Monkey. How are you?
I'm doing okay right now. I'm kind of old, so apparently now when I sneeze, I throw my back out, which doesn't feel great because it makes me feel old. Other than that, I'm good.
My culture.
Yeah. Trying to steal your thunder.
Satsu, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Nothing bad happened, so translation, I had a good day.
And Scribbles, how are you?
I've been sealed in my apartment all day playing Fallout and watching police chase videos.
Yeah. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I guess it's better than the alternative.
Indeed. Being part of one of those police chases?
Yeah, or going outside and coughing to death.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Not that anybody asked, but I'm okay.
We didn't ask.
I know.
Did you want us to?
It would be nice.
No,
What do you think about?
You're a little bit quiet.
who is?
Monkey,
Monkey.
please tell us how you are.
No, I'm not going to.
Oh, okay then. Well,
Oh, thank God.
Monkey, Lady Monkey, are you out there? Are you listening?
Yeah.
This one's for you. Happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary.
I thank you so much.
Happy anniversary to you.
25 years is a long ass time.
Happy anniversary, Ranting and Lady Monkey.
Oh, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
A happy anniversary to you.
Thank you so much, Scribbles. Thank you. That's awesome.
Aw, thank
Monkey,
you,
all of your stuff is
Scribbles.
outside, by the way, just so you know.
Before I forget, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games, hit that like button, y'all. And I went out of my way to clickbait this title. Reward me for that. And share our stuff, guys. Far and wide, YouTube doesn't do it. So we count on you wonderful fans to do it for us. Lady Monkey.
Yeah?
What in God's name possessed you to marry me?
Well, there were lots of things. You make me laugh as much as I don't want to tell you that. You do. And I don't know, it felt right, and like, you know that we are good together.
Oh, I know we are.
He was just trying to confirm that you.
No, I just think you could have done better. I think you have low standards, and I'm a beneficiary of those. Thank you, James Colley. Happy to see Lady Monkey. Here's some monkey for her anniversary.
Well, thank you, James.
No, 25 years has been a long, long time, but it doesn't feel like it. My body feels old. My marriage does not. I don't know if that makes any sense. I still am madly in love with this woman, and I'm not going to be too sappy the whole thing, but I love you, dear.
Oh, I love you. And you're right. It doesn't feel like it's been 25 years.
Jacqueline asked, was alcohol involved? It absolutely was not.
No.
There was lots of sex involved.
Well, I guess the real story is we just really didn't have anything else to do that day.
That's true.
So we just, yeah. There was nothing good on TV, and so why not?
Nothing good on TV. News. And I know we have breaking news.
Yes. John McCain 81, has passed away. We had thought that he'd have at least a few days after they took him off of medication or treatment for brain cancer, but apparently they took him off treatment because he was pretty much done. And so, so he has passed away at 81. Former POW and war veteran and senator all the way through till his death, even though, in my opinion, he should have stepped down about 2 years ago. What do you know?
In that regard, I don't disagree with you. I think he probably should have stepped down when he was diagnosed. But I've seen some hot takes on Twitter, and we'll probably get there at fucketry time. But I don't care what you think about the man. He wasn't a child molester. He didn't. Fuck y'all. If you're cheering his death, just fuck you.
Let's just look at the fact that he's a human. He's somebody's husband, father, child. I mean, he's a life. To celebrate the passing, you know. Oh, that's rude.
No, it's true. Anyhow, no, yeah, if you're actually celebrating this, you're a dickhead. You're not edgy, you're just a dickhead.
Yeah. And it's funny because most of the people I've seen have very self-righteous accounts talking about how they're, you know, better than all the people they associate with and fighting against injustices and all this shit. And they're like, oh, that person died? Fuck yeah. I hope he rots in hell. And I'm like, oh, cool. Did he do anything crazy? Nope. I just didn't like him. Like, oh, okay.
Well, Styx Hexenhammer tweeted out that he's going to be suffering eternally, rot in hell, or some stupid shit like that. And my only response to it was edgy. And somebody jumped on there, well, yeah, it's edgy, but John McCain was, he turned on the Americans in the war when he was being tortured, and he was a war criminal. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you would have, you know, held up really well under torture. They're like, no, they're trained for that. Other people didn't break. I'm like, well, I'm glad you're glad he's dead. No, that's not what I said. I was just saying he wasn't perfect. Like, who the fuck said he was perfect? I'm sorry, this just happened, so I'm a little emotional.
You sound edgy.
I am. Oh God, I didn't say fuck all about him being perfect. All I mentioned was that it's edgy that the moment you hear a national politician has died, to go on cheering about how they're going to fucking suffer eternally. And, oh, well, you're obviously thinking he's perfect. Not what I said. Take your head out of your ass and actually listen. Pull your head out of your ass. Clean the shit out of your ears before you stick it back up there so you can hear what I'm actually saying. Because I'm getting really tired of people. And he's just not perfect. Duh. He was human. And you know what?
Scribe would like you to shut up so we can talk about
I know. I'm sorry. This just happened.
I got your back,
Anyway.
Scribe.
Lady Monkey is psychic. Breaking news. Lady Monkey is psychic.
I
told you I might disarray the stream.
Okay. So there's been a story up on CNN's front page most of today, and as soon as I saw it, it read to me like a National Enquirer headline.
Like a wrecking ball?
Sort of.
Okay.
But here's how it goes. Exclusive. This is an exclusive. Ex-Trump World Tower doorman's catch and kill contract released. A doorman at the Trump World Tower. A doorman has apparently released a contract he had regarding a news story that he was NDA'd, essentially.
Okay.
This is an exclusive at CNN, so here we go.
Oh, it must be real then.
I don't know. It's some mixture of Arnold Schwarzenegger and John McCain, actually, after a fashion, but you might see why in a second. A former Trump World Tower doorman who says he has knowledge of an alleged affair President Donald Trump had with an ex-housekeeper, which resulted in a child, is now able to talk about a contract he entered with American Media Incorporated that had prohibited him from discussing the matter with anyone, according to his attorney. A doorman. All right. On Friday, Mark Held, the attorney for Dino Sajudin, I don't know, the former doorman, said his client had been released from his contract with AMI, the parent company of the National Enquirer, recently after back and forth discussions with AMI, probably because the president guy got immunity. Excuse me. CNN has exclusively obtained a copy of the signed source agreement between the doorman and AMI, which is led by David Pecker. So the contract appears to have been Dave Pecker. You know, he must not have had a very good childhood, I was going to say.
Oh, I bet he didn't.
The contract appears to have been signed on November 15th, 2015, and states that AMI has exclusive rights to Sajudin's story, but does not mention the details of the story itself, beyond saying, quote, source shall provide AMI with information regarding Donald Trump's illegitimate child, unquote. The contract states that AMI will not owe source any compensation if AMI does not publish the exclusive. And the top of the agreement shows that Sajudin could receive a sum of $30,000 payable upon publication as set forth below. But the third page of the agreement shows that about a month later, the parties signed an amendment that states that Sajudin would be paid $30,000 within 5 days of receiving the amendment. It says the exclusivity period laid out in the agreement is, quote, extended in perpetuity and shall not expire. The amendment also establishes a $1 million payment that Sajudin would be responsible for making to AMI in the event source breaches this provision. But now he's been released from that, so now he can talk about how there's a bastard Trump out there somewhere.
But before we get to talking about this, nobody's chewing on popcorn. That is Lady Monkey on her keyboard. She hates the thing and she beats it. So if she types, you're going to hear it. And love you too, Bear. How does he know it's the kid? I wish we had the story.
Yeah,
or that it's his kid.
Yeah, that's it. Just it's an ex-housekeeper is all we know, and that's, I guess, just on some sources say kind of level of things.
I hope she was Mexican.
Jesus.
How great would that be if Donald Trump had a little illegitimate, illegal child?
Jose Trump.
Jose Trump.
But
That would be hilarious.
If the kid's in Mexico, though, it's not illegal.
Well, I meant if he was born here. Mm-hmm. And mom was an illegal who was working in it, because that happens.
That's
sometimes illegals work in hotels.
It's not what you said, though. So I think technically you're wrong.
I don't think I said anything. I think you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
I'm perfect.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I'm staying out of the argument between mommy and daddy.
I can't believe it's not Trump.
Well, anyway,
this is Trump, the God wetback. Oh my God, Scrappy.
Oh no. Yeah, when I saw that headline, it was like, Trump Tower doorman has story about illegitimate child. I thought, did CNN get bought up by the Enquirer? Because it sounded like the kind of headline I'd see on like the Weekly World News or something. So.
Well, and from the sounds of it, that's what it would have been, but they never published. I hope it's true. I hope he has illegitimate kids all over. He's got the money to pay for them.
Let's see. The next story I have is kind of satisfying in a schadenfreude way. Arrests made as protests converge over toppled Confederate statue. Supporters and opponents of the recent toppling of a Confederate monument in North Carolina turned out in Chapel Hill on Saturday to assert their stances. 7 arrests were made in connection to a gathering on McCorkle Place, the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill Media Relations Office said. Quote, 3 arrests were for assault, the 4th for destruction of property, and the 5th arrest for resisting an officer. The 6th arrest was for assault, destruction of property, and inciting a riot. We are awaiting confirmation on charges for the 7th arrest, the school said. More than 100 people were at the protests. There were no serious injuries. None of the 7 people who were arrested are associated with the university. Quote, there were some very tense moments, said one of the university staff. The rival rallies came after 250 protesters knocked over the controversial Silent Sam Confederate statue at the University of North Carolina's flagship campus on Monday night. On Saturday, people congregated at and near the spot where the statue was torn down. Police were on the scene in numbers as people held banners, chanted, and marched. Confederate flags could be seen. The protesters chanted, "Hey, hey, ho, ho, white supremacy has got to go."
Damn it, James.
Oh, no.
I know, that's what I was laughing
Oh,
at. I
no.
love it. I love
James
it.
Colley, thank you. If he had pulled out, she would have been a wetback either way. Jesus Christ. That made me forget. Oh, this is the statue toppling. I can't remember who it was on Facebook cheering this, saying that, you know, the children have taken up and done what the adults wouldn't do. And look, I don't give a fuck about this statue. I really don't. There's some racist history to that statue. There's no doubt about that. If you look at the speech that was given at the time that this was dedicated, yeah, the dude was a racist, and the people who were building it were racist. That was the thing. But we're at the point now where we're just tearing down shit to tear down shit. Nobody walking by this thing's feeling oppressed every time they walk by a fucking statue. It's just, okay, we're going to destroy something, and people are going to pick sides to decide, you know, how noble they are. Fuck all of them. They deserve each other at this point. Fuck them all.
Well, I need them to get like physical and psychological examinations after the statue had come down. Like, okay, now tell me how your entire life has now changed. What in your life is better now that that statue is gone? We need to do some tests and figure out how this significantly affected your physiology, so that way we can determine why this is so important. Because we need to know. I want to see the science behind how a statue being gone somehow makes your life better.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just stupid.
So get to it, Scribe. Science.
Well, I do have a science story later on that I took aside just for Monkey.
Oh,
because I do remember certain things that Monkey is interested in. But before we get there, this does kind of cross over into internet fucketry time, given the subject matter, but it is a news story. And one that really angered me earlier today. 3 dead in high-speed collision caused by CSGO YouTuber McSkillet.
yeah, I saw this fucking shit.
I don't think this story says it, but the prevailing theory behind it is that he was doing this to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Popular CSGO YouTuber Trevor McSkillet Heitman is said to be the driver in a car crash that killed himself and 2 other people on Thursday. The crash occurred on a freeway in San Diego shortly after 4:30 p.m. local time Thursday. Heitman's 2014 McLaren 650S, traveling at more than 100 miles per hour in the wrong direction, according to police, collided with a Hyundai SUV, killing its driver, a 43-year-old woman, and its passenger, her 12-year-old daughter.
Oh my gosh.
The sports car was traveling southbound in the northbound I-805 carpool lane at a high rate of speed when it hit a 2010 Hyundai SUV traveling northbound on I-805 near La Jolla Village Drive, according to CHP and the San Diego County Medical Examiner's Office. Heitman showed the vehicle to his audience in a December 2017 YouTube video embedded below. 8 vehicles in total were involved in the collision, according to California Highway Patrol. The McLaren can be seen charred and destroyed in news footage, apparently engulfing in flames as a result of the impact. Witnesses told police that about half an hour earlier, the black McLaren smashed through a fence at a local elementary school and drove away at high speed. Heitman's YouTube account has more than 877,000 subscribers. His videos are focused heavily on CSGO's cosmetic items and market, often promoting skin gambling websites such as CSGO Empire and CSGORoll.com. Now, this guy, speaking of, the Sexenhammer, what the hell his name is, McCain, I told this guy to go rot in hell when I saw this story today, because fuck this guy. You want to kill yourself, spare everybody else the problem, and just hang yourself in a quiet room somewhere. Just don't.
That is always my position on suicide. You want to do it? Okay, just don't take anybody with you.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's not much else to say about it other than this guy, I'd say good riddance, except for the fact they decided to take 2 innocent people with them, especially a child. So not that not a child.
With a car like that, if that's what you're looking to do, pick a mountain, drive straight into the motherfucker, or straight off it. Have fun.
Yeah, or
don't take people with you.
Yeah. Anyway, so that happened. Now the story that I pulled aside, it's not really a news story so much, I guess, but I seem to recall in the back of my memory that Monkey has a certain fascination with coral reefs.
Does he?
Am I mistaken?
I think you're mistaken.
I thought you had some interest in oceanography or something involved with that. Am I completely off?
I was mixing me up with somebody else.
I must be mixing up with somebody else. But either way, I found this interesting.
But there's a story involved. So
yeah, there is a story involved. I saw this, and I could have sworn this was something that you were interested in. Anyway, Great Barrier Reef headed for massive death.
Oh, really?
Let's see. Townsville, Australia. Townsville. Isn't that where the Powerpuff Girls came from?
I want to say yes, but it's been a long time since I've seen
Townsville,
yeah.
Townsville.
A friend of mine was really into them, and I remember watching a couple episodes. Anyway, in a dusty, secluded corner of the Australian state of Queensland, a septuagenarian scientist is on an urgent mission to raise the alarm about the future of the planet. John Veron, widely known as the godfather of coral, is a renowned reef expert who has personally discovered nearly a quarter of the world's coral species and has spent the past 45 years diving Australia's Great Barrier Reef. But after a lifetime of trying to make sense of the vast ecosystems that lie beneath the ocean's surface, the 73-year-old is now becoming a prophet of their extinction. Quote, "It's the beginning of a planetary catastrophe," he tells CNN. "I was too slow to become vocal about it." In 2016 and 2017, marine heat waves caused by climate change resulted in mass bleaching, which killed about half of the corals in the Great Barrier Reef, along with many others around the world. Quote, "Somewhere between a quarter and a third of all marine species everywhere has some part of their life cycle in coral reefs," he says. So you take out coral reefs and a third to a quarter of all species get wiped out. Now that is ecological chaos. It is ecological collapse. One of the natural wonders of the world, the Great Barrier Reef, is 2,300 kilometers long, roughly the length of Italy, and is the only living organism that can be seen from space. When Veron, a former chief scientist at the Australian Institute of Marine Science, first went diving on the vast reef in the early 1960s, he felt like his life had started, unquote. Quote, "It was so much packed into a small area, so much life, so much activity, even noisy. It was really a metropolis. It was really humming and buzzing. It's a wildness. It's dangerous. It's exciting." I was a climate change... Sorry?
Did he touch himself to it?
Could be, or at least it touched him. Quote, "I was a climate change skeptic at first," he says. He realized that climate change was serious in the mid-1980s, and around 1990, he became alarmed about its impact on coral reefs. I want to say Vernon, but it's Veron. Veron says the mass bleaching events in the past few years and the prospect of losing one of nature's greatest treasures were a wake-up call for the world in the wider battle against climate change. Quote, "It's more than an alarm bell," he says. "It's an air raid siren." It goes on for a bit more, but and then it's got like a little progress map that shows like a time lapse between 2014 and 2017 as to how much coral has died across the planet, and it's actually pretty fucking scary.
Well, how much coral died across the planet at the end of the last ice age?
I
5.
have no idea. My point being here, if you actually, so you're gonna get me going on this. If you actually look at the temperature variance,
maybe that's what I remembered. You had like a climate change.
Probably.
And this is what tied into this. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
If you actually look at the temperature variance over the last 100 years, based on or against the last several thousand, and with the several thousand, you also have to remember with those, we base those on things like tree rings. We don't have accurate measurements that actually go back past like the 1950s. So you have all of these things, but the temperature ranges don't vary that much. The last time they did was at the end of the last ice age when it got really fucking hot for no fucking reason.
That was like July here.
No, we're talking really hot. And then
July.
It cooled back down and everything has been relatively stable. We keep looking at things and saying, oh, there's a change here. It must be something we did wrong. We are the most arrogant motherfuckers to ever walk the planet, but only when it comes to how we're destroying everything. Then we are the most capable species ever. And it's just kind of weird to watch.
That's why we need a moon base.
Look, one day we're going to need off this rock. That is undeniable. But the whole global warming thing, man, Jesus Christ. If you guys go back, this is absolutely true. By now, places like New York are supposed to have been underwater. That is absolutely true. Our point of no return used to be 2005, and then our point of no return was 2015. I think right now it's 2050. It is amazing how often the point of no return gets pushed away when we haven't changed anything yet. Cryptic, thank you so much. Like I've said, the coral was going to die in a decade since I was a kid. Nothing new in what he's saying. Yeah, I've heard the coral thing. Yeah, my whole adult life, at least. Razdazzle, yeah, air pollution is real. And that's something when I used to argue climate change with people all the time, you'd get them into a corner with the actual science part. And then they'd always, this came up every fucking, well, what about acid rain? Nobody's denying acid rain. Yeah, there's pollution in the air, and we need to take as good a care of our planet as we can because we have to live here. But be careful of anybody trying to sell you an apocalypse. That's all I'm saying.
Well, those are the only stories I had. I'll make sure that nothing else is like popped in the last few minutes aside from John McCain. Now, John McCain is the top story everywhere now. So,
and he will be for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Guys, it's my anniversary. Happy anniversary, Lady Monkey.
Happy anniversary.
I love you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I love you too.
Oh.
It is now time for MSS News. Guys, if there's a story you'd like us to read on air or skip over because we get busy, hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to every story because I just told you we get busy. Damn it, pay attention.
Scribe? Monkey talks too much.
Yeah.
No, me and Scribe talk too much. Satsu told us that last night.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So this one comes from senior staff reporter Jack Cochran, and you have a super chat.
Thank you so much, Ragnak. The fish are migrating from the coral to the giant plastic islands that float around the ocean. The thing is literally bigger than Texas now. I don't doubt that. And I know they've done man-made coral reefs. I'm not sure on the progress of those recently. It's been a while since I've checked on those. The ocean's not going to just die. Anyway, sorry.
So let's see. What do we have here? Parents outraged after their son is punished for referring to his teacher as ma'am.
What?
All right.
Was it a guy?
I I don't know.
Does it have a front hole?
Tarifa Wilson and MacArthur Bryant raised their 10-year-old son, Tamarian, to call their elders ma'am and sir. But that politeness got the fifth grader in trouble from a teacher at his preparatory school. The North Carolina parents told ABC 13 that they had Tamarian move to a different classroom at Northeast Carolina Preparatory School in Tarboro. God, the East Coast has weird names for things. After his teacher punished him for calling her ma'am. Tamarian had returned from school on Tuesday with a punishment he had to have signed by his parents. He went on to explain that he had continued to repeatedly call his teacher ma'am despite her requests not to, and was told to write the word ma'am written on a piece of paper 4 times per line on both sides as a penalty.
Why?
How old is he?
His fifth grader,
so
10 years old.
10?
Quote, he had a look on his face of disappointment and shame, Bryant told ABC 13. At the end of the day, as a father, to feel kind of responsible for that, knowing that I have been raising him and doing the best I can, it's not acceptable. Wilson went on to explain that Tamarian had recently been in the hospital for seizure-related activity and had been suffering from memory loss and hallucinations. Okay, what's that got to do with anything?
Nothing.
Unless he forgot his teacher told him not to, I guess. Adding to their anger was how the teacher allegedly told Tamarian during the encounter that, quote, if she had something, she would have thrown it at him, unquote, which the parents said the teacher admitted when they met with her and the principal the next day.
What the fuck? Fire her now.
There's a photo here on Twitter. And so imagine your basic like college ruled line paper. This kid had to fill the entire sheet. There's 4 columns running down the entire paper, and each column is just ma'am.
Real quick, let me get this super chat. James Colley, and at Plastic Island, all sea life is issued a box of plastic straws. Don't worry, there's plenty there. If this was my child, and I swear to God, I would have done this. He would only refer to this woman as something horrific from then on. You're punishing him for being polite.
Mhm.
Yeah, super chat.
I'm sorry. I'm staring at this with my mouth open. Thank you, Ragnar. Feminist is proud. She threatened the child. Lulz. Yeah, she told them. She admitted that she said she would have thrown something at him. She should be fired for that.
She probably doesn't like being reminded that she's old.
Well, no. See, this is some shit that has started in I don't remember when I first started hearing it. Maybe 10 years ago, when you'd call a woman, I'm not old. Ma'am is not old.
Mm-hmm.
It is just a term of politeness. It is a term of respect. And this is this teacher right here. She's going to bang one of her students one day.
Yeah, I hope not.
Because she's young and edgy.
Let's see. This one comes
I'm
from
not too young for that.
This one comes from Devil Fruit Zero. I saw this earlier today. Bewitched is getting rebooted at ABC with Samantha as a black single mom.
Why? Give it a new name.
Bewitched.
So hard.
The iconic
Blackwitched.
Okay, racist. Bewitched, the iconic TV show from the 1960s about a witch with a twitchy nose living in the suburbs, is about to return. But it's not your parents, Bewitched. Quote, just before he recently departed ABC Studios to embark on a rich overall deal at Netflix, Blackish creator Kenya Barris sold one last high-profile project to ABC. Bewitched, a single-camera, interracial blended family comedy based on the popular 1960s sitcom of the same name. Blended family? Well, I thought she's single. In the new version, Samantha the Witch is a black single mom who marries a white mortal bumbler, Darren. Samantha will discover, quote, that even when a black girl is literally magic, she's still not as powerful as a decently tall white man with a full head of hair in America.
Wait,
that's a quote, by the way. That's a quote.
It's going to be terrible.
Satsu,
No.
you and I are going to make a lot of money. You, because you have to be the face of this, because if I do it, it'll be considered racist, and me, because it's my idea. We are going to start pitching shows to TV studios, and we're going to do it publicly, so they have to acknowledge it. And you're going to take every old TV show there used to be and just insert a black character.
Gotcha. Let's do it.
You know what I really love about this? So I've never seen Blackish. I don't know who Kenya Barris is, but they sold this idea to ABC. It takes 5 minutes to come up with that. Not even that. It's just
that's what I'm saying.
This is ridiculous. I'm really curious to know how much Barris got.
You know what?
In return for this wonderful, groundbreaking idea.
I have the best idea ever.
If it was $100, it'd be worth it for me.
It was Tree Fitty.
Tree fitting. We're going to remake Different Strokes, but with a really rich black man and his black daughter who adopt 2 little poor white kids, and the white kids still have all the privilege.
No, what you need to do is
That's gold, man.
No. You remake the Jeffersons with Latinos.
Oh, that would be good too. We can do this with every show, you guys. Every fucking. We don't even have to think. Just let's see. What was the show? Okay, we're gonna make this character a Pac, and call it good.
Yes. Remake Friends.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamil. Lady Monkey sounds like Bobby's mom from Bobby's World, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
She's not from Minnesota, though. She's really
Minnesota.
not. I don't know how she got that accent.
Minnesota.
We are from the same basic place our whole lives. She spent a little bit of time in South Carolina that I didn't, but otherwise, and I don't have that accent.
Let's see. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. All this story is not about Florida for once. Drive-in sex boxes for prostitution built by taxpayers are a wild success in Switzerland.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Drive-in movies may be a thing of the past, but in Zurich, drive-ins are alive and well. Instead of seeing a movie, patrons in Switzerland, where prostitution has been legal since the 1940s, can receive the services of sex workers. In 2012, 52% of Zurich citizens voted in favor of the government setting aside $2 million to build drive-in structures, which are referred to as sex boxes in a discrete area. To operate the facilities each year, $800,000 is set aside for security and on-site social services. Previously, sex workers were mostly located at the city's riverfront area, but residents complained about the noise and traffic jams. The sex boxes opened in 2013. 5 years later, city officials have deemed the project a wild success. These government-sanctioned areas are effective in preventing violence against sex workers and human trafficking. Nadine Schuster, Zurich spokesperson, told USA Today. With the government's involvement in the industry, sex workers are more protected and healthier overall. Prostitutes, who must register with public health authorities and submit to regular health checks, pay taxes on their work, and contribute to social insurance. Since they were introduced, the sex boxes have seen improvements. In 2014, other structures were added that featured plank beds, as some customers did not want to stay in their cars. Motorbikes and bicycles are allowed, quote, to meet the needs of the population, unquote, according to the authorities, but foot traffic is not. Walk-ins are encouraged to go to another city-sanctioned prostitution area.
I didn't. I thought you were done. Sorry.
Sorry, I was taking a breath. One last paragraph. The working women set the price with their customers, and once there is an agreement, they drive to one of the free boxes. There are no security cameras inside, but there is an alarm button which will alert security if they need help. According to USA Today's reporter, so far, there have been no serious incidents.
I fully support that. I'm 100% on board. Look, keeping your society sufficiently fucked is it sounds like a good thing. Sounds like the way we should go.
I think we need not just drive up prostitutes. I think we should have house calls.
That'll be the next thing. Delivery.
There are men out there who can't get laid, and not all of them are because they're married. These people need help.
Do y'all deliver?
They need a blowjob in 30 minutes or less, or it's free.
Oh, Domino's should expand them.
Dude, if somebody if Monkey, we gotta be on the lookout for this. If prostitution becomes legal here, we gotta be the first ones to get to it. But if it does,
what, you guys are gonna sell your bodies? What?
No, we need to make a pizza place that delivers pizza / pussy.
Oh, it'll be just like those porn movies where they show up and their dicks poking through the thing, except for
the only difference is
their vagina.
No,
we'll figure it out.
We'll work it out. We'll work out the details. But
no, not pizza. No, you got to open up. You got to open up a pastry shop and call it Glory Donut Holes.
Oh, that's good.
You know what? I think Rockstar has that copy trademark.
Probably.
The front hole. We can call it front hole donuts.
Front hole donut.
We better copyright that now. It's going fast.
Hashtag front hole donuts. Pizza.
Pizza Hut.
There is a story I want to cover.
right.
This one comes to us from Jack Cochran. It was sent to us by a few people, and a few people tagged me directly. I'm sorry I don't know everybody who did it, but it regards our Tinder Trappist.
Oh, yes.
Tinder Trap model claims she's the victim after duping guys. Lady Monkey, did you hear about this story?
I don't think so.
The model who duped hundreds of dudes into showing up for a phony Tinder date in Union Square refused to apologize Thursday and painted herself as the victim. I'm taking all the hits now, Instagram model and actress Natasha Aponte whined on ABC's Good Morning America. It's funny because all the negative that I'm getting from these guys, they are still in my inboxes trying to date me. Aponte made headlines this week after inviting dozens of dudes to the park on Sunday, only to blindside them by revealing that they were all there for the same date and would have to compete, turning most away for arbitrary reasons like having a beard or being named Jimmy and putting the rest through physical challenges. Did you guys ever hear why she did this?
Money?
Well, not exactly. Thank you, James Colley. Hashtag glazing upon request. Yes, indeed.
I think I heard why.
Is she just
She gets to
desperate
the-
for attention?
No. Where let me it's lower on in the thing.
It was supposed to be some kind of faulty awareness bullshit where she's like, women all the time on dating have to deal with people.
Well, not just women. She was good about this. She didn't make it gendered. She says that it's a problem that the way we date is based on arbitrary things like how people look or if we're attracted to them.
Yeah. She said
That's
people shouldn't choose their partners based on attractiveness, essentially, because that's not fair, and you shouldn't have to be held to the standards of somebody's personal preference.
Yeah, that's why she wore makeup and a black cocktail dress to this thing.
Uh-huh.
Well, here's what she says because they made a video about this, and there's a voiceover she does this. Just because someone doesn't check off every box on what we find attractive doesn't mean they aren't. It's absurd, isn't it, to judge people by such petty things as if they like to wear khakis.
What?
Well, it means that they aren't to that person. That is
exactly. How
that is
dare you want to go
objectively
out with
true.
people you're attracted to? You fucking bigots. I said that for you, Scribe.
Well,
Thank
I want to see a picture of whoever she's dating, because if it's not some fucked up looking dude, which it should be based on statistics, like if you have no standards at all, then I guarantee you've turned down many not so great looking guys or whatever.
Who would want to date her? If anybody saw her on any dating app, they just avoid her now.
Well, why? You
They-
can get famous.
Oh,
No, they
God.
probably should avoid her. She doesn't
they
sound
should.
real stable.
Yeah, so sweetie, what she did is she over a 2-year period is what this article says. Her and the guy who helped her come up with this idea just started stringing along guys, and they actually hired people in other countries to flirt with these guys through Tinder, and then invited them all to Union Square on the same date with this woman without telling them that they were all on the same date.
Of course not.
Well, she's a horrible person.
She is. She's a cunt.
No, she's on the right side of history. She's fighting the good fight, trying to get everybody. Look, and what really kills me too is just like, it's like, let's just change the advocacy here. It's about murder, and to show everybody how wrong and cruel murder is. So you invite a whole bunch of people into a hole that leads to a wood chipper and let all their remains spray on the audience. You're like, isn't that terrible? They're just like, yeah. You fucking horrible human. That is terrible, that thing you just did that you are somehow advocating against. I don't get how doing that to other people is your way to get them to be like, yeah, that's a horrible thing. It just
I mean, look, did you see those guys in the audience in the crowd that were there? It's like most of them were just, they weren't, GQ models or something. They're just normal guys or whatever. And they were probably like, oh my God, a really pretty girl wants to meet me. And now you're just playing on their emotions, their hopes, their feelings, their hormones, whatever. It's like, that doesn't prove anything except that you're an asshole.
the worst part about it is it didn't work. The experiment failed because most of the dudes stayed and competed in the fucking fuckery that she wanted to compete in, and by her own admission, were still trying to date her.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it failed. You didn't even make your point, you silly bitch.
If she means what she's saying now, because it sounds more like a cop-out or something like, oh, I'm the victim, whatever.
This
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was about to read Jaster's. It said, this is why we need paid sex.
Well, I was going to say, if this is a project that was taking place over the course of a couple of years,
yeah,
this isn't something where she was just like taken by surprise as to what she was doing. So to say now that like, oh no, and people are like, no, you thought this through, you knew what you were doing. Now just because you got negative backlash, you're trying to make yourself out to be someone who was taken advantage of or something. Whatever.
There's one more story I wanted to cover. It was sent to us by Jacob Jett, but the one he sent is causing my computer to fuck all up, and I know I have it here somewhere else.
Okay.
Where'd it go? Here it is. I when I first read this, I actually had to go look it up to make sure that this wasn't a joke. Connor Daly loses Lilly Diabetes sponsorship over remark his father made over 30 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that. This is just stupid.
For those of you who don't know, Connor Daly is a NASCAR driver. Lilly Diabetes has pulled its sponsorship of Connor Daly's number 6 car in the NASCAR Xfinity race at Road America, citing a racially insensitive remark made by the driver's father in the 1980s that surfaced this week. Lilly said in a statement Friday that its sponsorship was intended to raise awareness for treatment options and resources for people living with diabetes. Unfortunately, the comments that surfaced this week by Derek Daly distract from this focus. So we've made the decision that Lilly Diabetes will no longer run the number 6 at Road America this weekend. There's more to this story, but there's really not more to this story. His dad said something in the fucking 80s, and he just lost money for it.
Sins of the father.
Literally the sins of the father.
Yeah.
Now, this made me think of something, and stay with me here. If that is what we're doing now, punishing you for things your father, or we could go further, your grandfather said, shouldn't there be some people really, really nervous that are, say, families of lifelong Democrats?
That's what I was thinking too. I'm just like, I can't think of anybody's family tree who's clean. Like,
no.
Well, especially if you're going to go as far as to say someone else's comment from 30 years ago that has nothing to do with you personally or your personal career suddenly becomes something you have to bear. I'm very curious to find out if anybody associated with the decision at Lilly Diabetes, if any of their ancestors said or did anything awful that can be discovered.
Did you guys hear the excuse? Like the reason why they said they did it?
Well, what they just said is because it was causing, taking away
bad PR.
Focus.
Oh,
yeah, they're just like, it shifts the attention away from what we're trying to do. So we just decided to say, fuck this dude.
But how? I mean, seriously, it's like, okay, the dad said something 30 years ago. Yeah, I know that if I heard that, my first thought would be, oh my God, what companies are supporting his son's car?
Yeah, we got to stop supporting them.
What? It's like,
no.
Well, is this really a surprise?
No, but it's just like the most desperate reach of virtue signaling you could possibly ask for.
It's so fucking stupid. And sorry, children, because my children are. You got me for a dad. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is basically the people who advocated for this type of shit to be happening. That's the next that was the next step. And they were going to be trying to shift the conversation over that way. All the company had to do was ignore it. But they said the conversation is shifting that way and we don't want it because they willingly allowed it to, as opposed to saying that has nothing to do with our client or the person we decided to whatever with, that, and never talked about it again. But they allowed it to do that and then said, yeah, this is happening, so we got to do this to stop it. Like, no.
Real quick, Attic Rack says, I don't want to be held accountable for something I said 30 years ago. I'm with you there, but remember, this is something his dad said 30 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't even him. It was before he was born.
Is
But
his
yeah.
dad like the head of the company or something for the team he drives on?
His dad had something to do with the NASCAR. I can't remember what. He had some association to NASCAR in some way. I can't remember how. But basically, what he said, and if you guys actually read the story, because I went to get something to drink real quick when y'all were first talking about it. When his father admitted that he said it, he said he used the word back then before he knew the context of the word here in America. And he said when he found out what the context of the word was, he was mortified. Like, holy shit, is that what it means here? And that was his story that he told. But the fact that he uttered it in any context, period, is why they, did it, apparently.
Yeah, and he was an immigrant when he was an immigrant from Ireland at the time. He'd only been here a couple of years, something like that. Yeah, and walked it back. But yeah, fuck you. We're not going to give you any money because your dad said a racial slur in the fucking 80s.
Okay.
I don't like this world.
I
hate people.
Well,
let's do a wrap here, and if we have time, we'll come back to more because there's plenty of fucketry afoot.
okay.
But now it's YouTube time. Lady Monkey, what have you been up to?
I, much like you, did nothing.
Oh,
Good job.
Lady Monkey, you need to do a show where you sit with Grand Monkey and read her stories and just record her reactions. I think that would do well.
I'm gonna come out
I
there and break
should.
your keyboard.
I'm sorry, I have to type to my loves.
You could just talk to him. You're live right now.
Just interrupt you guys every time I want to say like hi to someone.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, Scribe loves
that's
that.
tradition around here. Might as well.
I'll say ask Scribe. He's used to monkeys doing that. I didn't do anything. Oh, go ahead.
Don't be cutting me off, motherfucker.
I didn't do anything as the Lady Monkey suggested. Do you actually have something to say? You keep saying so.
I do, but you won't shut
Well, then talk.
up.
Talk.
Are you gonna shut up?
Go.
Okay, that's not
This
shutting
is
up.
my anniversary present to you. You can talk now.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you.
Wow.
Mighty white of you. But anyway, so not this week, but next week, the little one will be here for the week while mommy and daddy go on their honeymoon. So maybe we'll do some Grand Monkey streaming.
Yay!
How's that?
There you go.
Be sure to tweet out a notice ahead of time so that people like me who might be at work can get a heads up so I can come into the chat and say hello.
Okay, we will do that.
Yay!
Satsu, what have you worked on today?
Well, yesterday when we were streaming Raft, which was super fucking fun, by the way. And if you guys have not watched the stream, it is kind of long, but you can watch it in sessions. Because when I was recording it, I actually ran out of storage on my computer, and I don't have the actual copy on my computer anymore. And then when I tried to download it, it downloads at half the resolution than it actually plays on YouTube, and I cannot figure out for the life of me why that is. So the only way to watch this is on the channel. It's still up if you guys want to check out the first episode of Raft. But we're going to do the official one. I'm calling this one the official one tonight. We'll be streaming Raft, and that game is super fun. Other than that, Far Cry videos uploaded as usual, and I have 3 videos that I'm working for my main channel right now. I just haven't really been able to give them as much attention as I'd like to because Squishy's still on vacation, and I've been trying to spend as much time with her as I can. So that's what I got going on. 3 stories for the main channel that will be coming out in the next few days, so be on the lookout for those. And then we'll be playing Raft tonight also. So if you missed yesterday's stream, you can catch tonight's.
Alrighty, and Scribbles.
I did nothing today.
That's not true. You said you sat around in your underwear playing Far Cry 4, Fallout 4, whatever it was.
I wasn't sitting in my underwear. I was wearing clothes. But,
Oh.
Well, no, I guess I didn't do. It's not that I didn't do anything. I did start working on that video I was talking about last night. But I mean, it's a promo for a college, and they're pushing their diversity and inclusion initiative and everything. And I'm still iffy on if there's enough there to sort of say something about. Not because there's not stuff I couldn't comment on. It's just sort of like I've said before, I've done so many videos on these subjects. It's getting hard to find something where I'm not just effectively repeating myself 12 times, you know? So I'm still, I've written a script draft. I'm going to sleep on it, think about it tomorrow. Maybe I'll make something out of it. We'll see.
Scribe, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Does it bother you that Monkey pictures you sitting around in your underwear?
I figure most people in the stream picture me sitting around in my underwear at this point.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, let's have a vote. Guys, what kind of underwear do you think he's sitting around in? Me? I picture something lacy.
I think boxer briefs.
I'll keep the secret until the votes are in. How's that?
A lacy thong.
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to reveal why this conversation is awkward.
Because you wear a lacy thong?
No.
He's in his underwear right now.
A lacy thong.
It's hot at his place, so.
It is hot as fuck here.
And Squishy likes him naked.
Yes, without clothes is Squishy's preferred Satsu form.
And with that, we move on to fucketry time. The biggest fucketry in on the internet today was until Senator McCain died, the boxing match between Logan Paul and KSI.
Oh, yes.
Did you guys see this or watch anything about it?
I heard about it. I haven't seen anything on it.
Unfortunately, they wanted you to pay for it, and I don't have money to pay for it, so I just caught the after effects. I did see the decision when they announced that it was a majority draw, which is a boxing
draw.
Yeah, it's a boxing thing. KSI was 58-57 on one scorecard, and the other two scorecards were tied at 57. So nobody wins technically. But you have your two camps online talking about, you know, this person won or that person's the champ. None of your champs. You're fighting with fucking headgear on, you fucking pussies.
Was the money going towards a good cause, or is it just going into their pocket?
Well, yeah, it's going to them.
Right, okay.
Well, I don't really know who these people are, but from what I've seen, the Paul brothers need to wear headgear. They don't have many brain cells left in there.
Well, that is true. And Jake Paul actually won his fight, although there's a great picture of him sitting in his corner with just blood pouring from his nose. And the only reason I'm talking about this is because I clickbaited the fuck out of the title, and we have to.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what I love about these events too, because if somebody would have asked me how I thought the result of this was going to go, I would have 100% said it was going to be a draw, because I knew that it was going to be. They both benefit greatly from this drama. They've both been benefiting greatly from this drama and have made ridiculous amounts of money, both promoting it and promoting all the secondary and side shit that they've been doing and selling by making this. This shit was all a stunt, man. I don't even think that the fight itself was real. I think they were trained to make sure that things didn't go too far one way or the other. I think they do all this beef shit publicly and then go behind doors and be like, okay, yeah, that worked out. That went really good. Let's look at our numbers. Because I swear to God, man, they handled this shit perfectly from start to finish. And they drummed up enough controversy and they made out like fucking bandits. And then all these people arguing like idiots about who won. They don't care. They're probably friends. They probably drunk a beer after this shit and was chilling. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
The reason I named this Logan Paul destroys KSI, even by the scorecards, majority draw, the only one who won from one of the judges was KSI. But from a marketing perspective, I think the Paul brothers came out way ahead on this. One, Jake beat up KSI's little brother. I forget his name. He's got a YouTube channel as well. After having slapped him the other day. So all of the negatives, everybody's expecting, if this was a real fight, for the Paul brothers to just get beat up because look at them. And they're obviously missing chromosomes. That's all I'm saying. But these two retarded guys get in the ring and they didn't get knocked out. So they came out the winners, in my opinion. And I think it'll help their little Kardashian-esque family just thrive even more. And good for them for doing it. Yay. Well played. But yeah, I do think I'm with you. I think it was fake as fuck. I really do.
Oh yeah, they made out like fucking bandits, and this was one of those huge things that people had to pay to actually see the event and all that. I'm just like, man, why? Why don't we think of shit like this? I mean, I know we don't matter, and if we announced that we were having a fight, me, you, and Scribe in a triple threat match, triple threat handicap match. Sorry, Monkey.
That's right.
That nobody would give a shit, but still, like, we need to figure out how to jump in on the controversy train because it is profitable.
Corey said, "Who wants to beat up a cripple for money? I'll do it. If there's enough money, I'll beat the fuck out of a cripple. Where's Bloodwing?"
I think they meant you are the cripple.
Oh,
no, wait a second. You guys already beat up a cripple for money. Nipple twisting.
that's just Lady Monkey. Don't you guys that shit. I didn't do it.
That's
okay.
not beaten up.
It's torturing a cripple.
Gotta make it sound all bad.
Yeah, I sound all bad.
That is going to great lengths to please your wife. I wouldn't say that's violence.
Thank you, everybody who's saying congratulations to us. For those of you who aren't aware, it is our 25th wedding anniversary, me and the lovely Lady Monkey. And she really is lovely. Too bad you guys can't see her. She's very, very pretty.
So the poll is in. We have to get our official answer.
Oh, yes.
I think the top 2 wins were underoos and boxers.
So for the most part, it's boxer briefs. I do have quite a few boxers that I'll wear on hotter days, just because it's more comfortable that way. But yeah, boxers and/or boxer briefs, depending on the day.
Yeah, Random American.
Guys.
She's put up with me for 25 years. She deserves an award of some kind. The wow, you made it kind of award.
Amen.
She muted herself so she could type.
I did.
Well, at least she's considerate.
See, I'm nice.
But I did want to bring that up because it is interesting in our YouTube community. This, believe it or not, this was a pretty big event for YouTube.
Oh yeah, it was huge for YouTube.
Yeah. But again, if you guys are gonna fight, take off the goddamn headgear. Fight at least a 10-round match, you fucking pussies, and fight for real.
YouTube profited off of this?
No, of course not. How could they profit when the whole thing was going through them at $10 a pop?
They profited off of violent content.
Well, I mean,
did they make money out of broadcasting violent content on their own platform? And was it age restricted by any chance?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well,
but you did have to you had to pay for it, so it was behind at least like a credit card wall. Real quick, thank you, Circus Zero. Happy anniversary, monkeys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Circus Zero.
Yeah. Why would they should not be profiting off of violence?
Because if somebody puts up a video about violence on here or something, they usually get demonetized pretty quick.
Indeed. But my videos don't bring in what theirs did.
I don't think sports count though, Scribe. I think sports is sports.
So is YouTube going to start hosting like actual boxing matches or MMA or stuff like that, like a charge for like a pay-per-view kind of deal?
Well, it's basically what they did here.
Well, I know this is a testing ground for it, because then the UFC guys and all the pay-per-view guys are going to get pissed off that YouTube's horning in on their market.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's why people were excited, because as far as YouTube goes, this is very interesting because it's the numbers that they put out, especially when you compare them to the numbers of these actual events that take place that don't involve YouTubers. They were almost identical, and that says a lot, like, because a lot of people don't give YouTubers or YouTube in general credit, because we're all, we need to get real jobs and shit like that. So I don't know. It was an eye opener, maybe, or hopefully for a lot of people.
Well, KSI fought somebody else. That's how this even came to be. I forget who it was. It was a while ago, and it had big numbers.
Oh yeah, which
is what led to this. It's why the Pauls were like, oh,
yeah,
we can make money if we let the black guy beat us up. And it's I don't have a problem with it really, but the hypocrisy you just pointed out, Scribe, that's interesting.
It was also a good opportunity to get people to turn their heads away from the shit that they had initially been talking about when it came to the Paul brothers.
Sure.
And that was their numerous and piling controversies. But yeah.
I did see one tweet that I found enjoyable about the whole thing, and I don't know which Paul is which Paul, who's the stupid one or not. But somebody did a tweet about, do we remember the last time that insert whichever Paul here was around ropes?
That was Logan.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
nice.
With the dead bodies. So that's one fucketry, unless anybody has anything else to say about that. Do you guys have any other fucketry? Because I still have some.
I'm
I
sure
have no
whatever you've got.
fucketry.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever you have will supersede anything I can think of.
I can't really remember anything. I was actually saving that the thing about the guy who got who lost the whatever.
Lost the whatever.
The NASCAR dude.
Oh, okay. Because that was a bit vague.
That was a part of the fucketry that I had engaged in, but whatevs.
Okay, we're gonna start with this one because it's kind of funny. Alyssa Milano tells us she's traveling to Virginia today, and they're trying to become the 38th and final state needed to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment. And I support this 100%. If you're in Virginia, please contact your representatives and tell them women don't need special treatment anymore. Please ratify the Equal Rights Amendment.
Yeah, when I read it and I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, sure, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, ladies, you're not gonna like it though. But yeah, so I support her fully in that for once, although she doesn't understand what she's trying to do. But the biggest fucketry I saw today comes from Skylar Diggins Smith. Do you know who Kyler is?
No.
Is it a dude?
No. Okay. Kyler, and this is why you've never heard of her, plays for the WNBA.
Oh.
Kyler is upset that WNBA players don't make what NBA players make.
Oh, back to the same like professional soccer players argument. It's like, well,
kind of.
Yeah.
She takes a slightly different approach.
Okay.
Players in the NBA get about 50% of the revenue. For women, the percentage is in the 20s. So before we even talk about base salary or anything like that, we don't even get paid the same percentage of the revenue that we bring in, which is kind of unbelievable.
Okay. I don't disagree with that notion on its face.
Here's why that notion is wrong.
Okay.
You still have to pay for the stadiums. You still have to pay for lighting and all of this. The reason that the NBA can share more of their money is because they have more profit. Notice she didn't say profit. She said revenue. And revenue and profit are two different things. The WNBA doesn't make much profit because nobody's going to watch this shit. But she also says this: it's unfortunate that men make more money for the same amount of work or even less work. Here's the thing. The NBA season is, I think it's 66 games long. The WNBA season is 30 games long. Literally less than half. And she's bitching because she doesn't get the same amount of money as them. Peter Hades, there's a women's NBA. Yeah. And if it went out of business tomorrow, nobody would know. Except for her, who'd have to go work at Walmart. Get shit off the top shelf for people.
Oh.
If she really wants to make the same money that men are, get really good and go try out for the NBA. Let's see how that works out for you. Because you wouldn't even make a backup bench warmer.
Yeah, their training regimens are not the same as the ones that men go through, whether it be varsity, junior varsity, or the NBA or WNBA. They don't play as many games. They don't make or bring in as a big of an audience and make as much money. She's just like, who the fuck is telling them this information? Where are they getting their information from is what I want to know. Who is telling them, yeah, those boys over there that are working way more hours than you are, who are putting in way more work and do way more stuff, yeah, they're not doing that. By the way,
what she's trying to suggest there is like the bench warmers. She's a starter, don't you know? But the bench warmers, they don't play the games as much as she does because I don't know. But the bench warmers could still kick your ass. I guarantee it. The bench warmers in the NBA, the guys who see 2 minutes of playtime a game, would kick the shit out of any WNBA team.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of women who are fucking really
I see. Sorry. Context.
That are really good at basketball. Like I've seen chicks go on the court in the streets because I grew up in the hood and shit, and they would beat the fuck out of a team full of dudes, no problem. Yeah, that shit does happen, but there's a reason on the professional level why this happens, and obviously she's ignoring it, and she doesn't care about the actual reason. She's just like, it doesn't matter if this is true or not. This will get me some attention, and I need some attention right now. So feel sorry for me, everyone.
Look, when it comes to any amateur sports, yeah, you can have it where you're going to run into a really good team of women who can beat some teams of men. When you get to the professional level, look at the women's soccer. I forget, somebody linked that to me too. There was a basically a prep team, a high school prep team, who beat the women's national soccer team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Cryptic. NBA play 82 games. Sorry, thank you. The most teams have their own arenas. They also pull billions of dollars in TV revenue. Yeah, there's a reason that they can share more money. They have more of it.
Yeah, but you know, and I guess the worst part about this is, like I said, most of the problems that modern feminism brings to light are women created. Like this, for example. This is the reason why people think that women are dumb and they can't do math.
Yeah.
Because of shit like this.
Well, we had the same thing with the women's soccer team when they were bitching about theirs. One of the contract stipulations that they had is the women who are on the team get paid whether they play or not. On the men's team, not the same. You only get paid if you play. But when the whole story about the women's national soccer team, they won a World Cup or whatever fucking shit soccer has, but they're not getting paid the same. None of the other facts were looked into.
Of course not.
None of it. You want to know how you make women's soccer make more money than men's? Have them play naked.
Like the football teams that practically nothing.
Yeah. Nobody watches that shit. They just watch YouTube videos of it. Thank you, Miss Slim. Happy anniversary, Monkey and Lady Monkey. Also, I played b-ball in high school, and I also don't care about the WNBA. Yeah, it's not that I don't care about it. I mean, if there's people who enjoy it, it's not going to make the same amount of money. And here's why. When you are watching athletic competitions, it's not just so everybody gets to play. You want to see the best of the best. That's why in boxing, the championship fights are the ones that bring in the money, not guys working their way up, because you want the best of the best. That's what people who are watching competitions want to see.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When I watch an entire WNBA game and the score at the end is like 40-22,
yes,
I'm just like, oh my God. Although I have to mention, I have never done that, but I've seen the scores when they're over, and I'm just like, wow.
Sure.
That sounds like an uneventful game.
Worse than high school basketball games.
Just like, what the fuck?
Anyhow, yeah. I read that. I'm like, that you're fucking stupid.
Oh,
James
Peter,
Colley, thank you. Note to
sorry.
women's: don't tweet her during their Shark Week.
What? Okay.
Peter made a good point. Women's tennis is pretty fucking awesome to watch, actually.
The noises they make.
Yeah, shit is insane.
Oh, did you see that thing about the cat suit that what's her name was wearing, and
The Wakanda inspired one.
Is that what it was? Yeah,
Yes.
and then the was the U.S. Open or Wimbledon or whatever, it said there's a dress code and she can't wear that anymore. And then Nike says even though she can't wear the cat suit, she'll never lose her superpowers. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I saw that it was called Wakanda inspired, and I said, "Do you mean Black Panther inspired?"
Yeah.
Wakanda's not a real place, guys. It's based on stuff in Black Panther, which is a comic book.
I remember not too long ago, I think it was like, he was on one of the talk shows, and like John McEnroe was on there, and he was asked, I think they were talking about Serena Williams. I think it was a female tennis player anyway, and they said, is she the best in the world? And he kind of hedged. He's like, well, she might be the best female.
Yep.
And they're like, oh shit, how dare you say something like that? Why isn't she the best in the world? Well, put her up against the top man in the world and see what happens.
Exactly.
Serena and Venus, when they were coming up, they said at one point that they could beat any man in that, what was it, ranked 20 to 50 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And this dude who had been out golfing and drinking all day, who was ranked, I want to say like 60 something, he said, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Kicked both of their asses. And when they were done, they actually changed what they said they could beat men in. They lowered the number a lot. And they said, yeah, his serve was just unbelievable. And this is a guy who wasn't even in the top 10. They're fun to watch, women tennis players. Although I still don't think they're women.
Well, they
Serena
separate
Williams,
that shit for a reason, man.
I am convinced Serena Williams has testicles.
Looking? Oh, hold on.
No.
We're getting water.
I'm judging by her shoulders and her pecs. Mash, thank you. Ranting Monkey, you're forgetting that the Candace Owens of a try where she said we need to get rid of the Constitution because it was drawn up by men
Of no morals.
I'm not sure how that came up.
I think that's supposed to be fucketry.
Oh, if that is fucketry from where she said that, I can't read anything from Candace Owens. She blocked me a long time ago.
Oh,
It's
that's
not that
right.
I'm forgetting. I never saw it.
There you go.
Yeah, when somebody says something to Candace, all I see is a blank box because she got mad because I pointed out reality to her. Anybody else have any fucketry? Because I have a deep topic.
Uh-oh. On your night?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I have a deep topic on my nights.
Monkey's
Is
trying
your
something new.
anniversary?
Lady Monkey,
Yeah.
how awesome is it to be married to me?
Oh, Jesus.
I knew
Well,
it.
it doesn't suck complete balls.
It doesn't
Describe
suck
complete
complete
balls.
balls. I like that.
No, it's pretty nice.
She's like, just the left in the bottom corner, not the whole sack.
As
No.
Grand Monkey says, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Seriously, if you had to advise somebody, say your daughter who is getting married soon, on the best tips for a lasting marriage, what would you say?
Oh, well, I kind of already did because at her bridal shower, they passed little flyers out for people to give advice. And I just put on there that you shouldn't change the other person because at one point you loved everything about them so much that you were willing to marry them. And that in your roughest times, you should remember the happiest times. And that sometimes, because people always say never go to bed mad, but sometimes you should, because what you say you can't take back later. So when you're mad, I mean, we're humans, we say things that we don't mean. And I think because we've had arguments before, and when we were younger, man, our arguments were heated, and we both said
bad.
things. Yeah,
bad.
we both said things that we couldn't take back. And all these years later, I still regret some of the things I said. And had we not tried to go with the theory of make nice before we go to bed, we could have avoided so many hurtful things. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, go to bed angry so you can have makeup sex later.
No, you want to have makeup. The best makeup sex is after a long night of argument.
Ah.
When you're both tired.
Mm.
But
No sex is better than angry sex, though. Like if you
what?
can get
Trust me.
sex
Trust me.
in-
I know.
Yeah. If you can get sex in the middle of a fight, that's good stuff.
Satsu was recently married as well. So Satsu, did you pay attention to the advice there? Go to bed
That's
mad.
no, like I've actually that is interesting because me and Squishy have had scenarios too where she tells me, because I'm the type of person whenever we fight or have an issue, I like to squash it. I want to know what it's about. I want to know what it is, and I want to get it, taken care of, so that way it doesn't have to linger.
Oh, but you married a woman.
Well, yeah, and she's one of the,
That was your first mistake.
yeah, she needs to, like, when she's upset, she can't really function rationally. Like, and she's actually literally said this. Like, when I'm mad, I'm not reasonable. I'm unreasonable, and I'm gonna say some shit that I don't mean, and I'm gonna do some shit that I don't mean to do. So
Amen.
you should just let me be mad. And I'm like, I can't just let you be mad, because whatever's marinating in your head right now, chances are it's not the reality of what's going on. So you need to, like, give me something. And we've kind of found our way to, like, find a happy medium between that too. And sometimes I just leave her the fuck alone, because that's what she needs. And most of the time, what I found out is when I do that, she'll come back and apologize to me. She'll be like, "My bad, I was being a bitch." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I thought you were actually mad at me. She was like, "Nope, just being a bitch." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, good." So yeah.
And that's the thing, because like when I get upset with Monkey, like my female brain starts listening everything he's ever done since I've known him that's upset me. And so it's not fair for him, just because I'm mad, to like unleash all that on him. And yeah, it's kind of the same thing here too, because I'll tell him, "Look, I'm just mad. Don't talk to me. Just let me go. It's gonna be okay." And he can't do it.
I can't, because it's my job to make you feel better.
But I'll get better on my own.
And there's part of me that believes that, but I want to make you better. And what happens is, instead I annoy her and make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
And 25 years later, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know the smart action. There's still that part of me. It's like, I want to make her feel better. The worst thing you can ever hear, guys, is when you ask your woman what's wrong and she says nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
And she uses that nothing voice. You guys know what it is. Nothing. Like, fuck, what did I do now?
Everything. You did everything.
Well, the worst part about that, though, for me, and the hurdle that I had to get over with dealing with Squishy, is the fact that most of the time, because like I pay attention to the conversations and the arguments that we have, and her track record right now, as far as being accurately upset about things, is poor, like really bad. Because whenever she finally tells me what she was upset about, I have to explain to her, like, what, like, you were upset for nothing, and I'm going to explain to you why. And she's just like, "I didn't even think of it like that." And she's like, "Oh yeah, well, you just spent an entire night and I had to wait for you to come to terms with something that didn't even happen." And now you're coming back like, "I'm over that thing that didn't really happen now." And I'm like, "Well, you were mad you should have just let me tell you that wasn't the thing." That shit drives me insane. But that's how she deals with shit. So I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it. As long as you ain't plotting murder and shit, I can I can deal with it.
Scribbles, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I did have one other thing of advice that I told them, and I told anybody in any relationship, marriage, dating, or whatever. The person you're in a relationship with is a person, and you should treat them as such. You shouldn't, like, if I get mad at you, I shouldn't go to my friends and tell them what a horrible person you are.
Oh, you know what? That is really good advice.
Yeah, you shouldn't degrade the person you're with, because then you're going to be okay with them, and everybody else is going to hate them, and you're going to be left wondering why.
Some of the girls I've been with like being degraded.
You shithead. I knew you were going there.
Yeah, that's why I like Scribe.
Scribbles, you're not married, but you've been in long-term relationships. Longer.
Year and a half. Year and a half has probably been the longest I've been in any particular relationship.
That's still a long time.
That is a pretty long time.
Did the women you were with, did they pull the "I'm fine" crap with you? And how did you deal?
No, I mean, not to any degree that I ever really noticed. They just didn't tell me anything was wrong, and then left me for my best friends.
Yeah,
that's definitely something. And that happened twice in a row. It was comical. It was almost like sitcom city as this hashed out. And it's not because something horrible was going on in our relationship or anything. It's just apparently we weren't communicating or something. And the people that I thought were my friends weren't. And secrets were kept. And then one day they're just like, I need to have my own space. I need to figure some things out. And then next I knew, I find out that they're living with somebody who I thought was my friend a week previous or something. It's just like, and these are two different women, two different quote unquote friends. It was just, I mean, I look back on it. It is to laugh at this point, and it has caused me nothing but trust issues. You know, my radar for, okay, is the person I'm speaking to, whether I'm in a relationship with them romantically or just as a friend, is this person being straight with me? Are they just telling me what I want to hear? When I tell someone at the top of a relationship, the truth hurts, but lies are worse. If something's wrong, if something's not working, let's talk about it. And even if it ends up with us splitting up, I would rather know the truth of what's going on than wonder forever about at what point you decided to deceive me. Because I'll tell you what, it's like taking a photo album and dumping grease on it when you find out after the fact that they've been keeping things from you. Because all of your memories of the entire relationship are now tainted with, when did they start lying to me? Because you don't know. And at that point, anything they tell you can't technically trust. So if I have any advice to anybody in a relationship now or in the future, just tell the truth. Even if it's going to hurt. I tell you what, if someone, for the benefit of yourself or for your partner, if someone can actually put a pin on when things went wrong, they'll at least be able to look back on the memories that are good and not have a question as to their veracity. And that would have been a gift, I tell you. After all the heartbreak and the insanity that those situations and others caused in my life, I would have loved to at least known, this is the point, this is the event, this was the conversation or interaction where things started to go south, because we at least discussed it. So that's my wonderful Hallmark card advice.
That's good advice.
Somebody in chat told me to change the title, and I just want to reiterate, I ain't changing shit. I have a question for the group. Let's start with we'll start with you this time, Scribe. Are you a cuddler?
Yes, I'm all types of things. I mean, as much as I treasure my, dominant or sadistic / violent side, I'm a romantic. I like to cuddle. I like doing. Being gentle is just as much a turn on for me as being rough or whatever. It all depends on the person and the circumstances. It's not a one-way street for me.
Satsu, are you a cuddler?
I am, but Squishy is a fucking walking heater.
Yeah, I'm a furnace. I have that problem too.
Yeah, so
You don't complain in the wintertime.
I don't. Oh my god, dude, she like.
He latches onto me like a koala.
Dude, in the wintertime, I'm like, oh man, it is really bad then. But in the summer, it's just like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that's it. Get off me, bitch. It's time to go to bed. She,
Lady Monkey, are you a cuddler?
No.
And this is why we get along, because neither am I.
No.
Get off me.
Yeah, like if I'm upset, I like when you hold me because it makes me feel comforted. But other than that, no.
When you say no, you got to say stop it. It's no, stop it.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Get back on your side of the bed.
Embrace the no. Yeah, I don't like to be warm, and cuddling causes warmth. Once you're done doing the nasty.
Oh wait, you don't like to be warm? What? You're a lizard.
I don't like to be warm with things touching me. People, blankets. Yeah, I don't.
You were just bragging that you were just saying that it's not hot enough there.
Yeah.
I like it hot. I don't like things on me when I'm hot.
I don't mind that. I don't like feeling somebody's breath on me. And
what are you saying about my breath?
Like you can feel it, and I don't like to feel it.
What if
I
I
don't like
tilt
to
my
feel
head up?
breath. Nope, can still feel it. Nope.
Breathing down
So-
there.
Breath is good, y'all. It's minty fresh. Don't let her fuck with you.
So does Monkey have to hold his breath when he goes down?
Oh God!
I bet you Monkey can breathe underwater for a fuck long time.
Oh!
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
Satsu.
With
Jesus.
Satsu's
I had to
wonderful joke there. That actually was chat, it's your time. Questions, comments, concerns, throw them in the chat now. We'll do our best to answer them. Don't forget, we have Lady Monkey here. For those of you who are wondering about our surprise guest, he surprised himself and didn't show up. So maybe we'll have him on another time.
It's
But
me.
if you have things you want us to address, throw them in chat now. We'll do our best to do so.
Monkey, you can just say I was the surprise guest.
Squishy is our surprise guest. How you doing, Squish?
Yay, squishy!
Oh, you know, just doing squishy things.
Move closer to the mic so we can hear you. Join the conversation.
I'm gonna have to like get on his lap, and I'm too big for that.
Come on,
I ain't gonna hump on my show, are you?
They're
Uh,
newlyweds. They could.
Yeah.
You hear me now? Is that
Yeah,
better?
you sound good.
What up?
How you been? How you enjoying your vacation?
It was good. I have to go back Monday though.
Oh, so you only got one more day.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the dumbass doesn't call me at 4 a.m. because he don't know how to do payroll.
Looking for questions, comments, concerns. Wait, you like warm, but you bitch like hell when it's fucking cold. I'm
Right.
I don't know how I can explain this. I like to be hot. I do, and you can ask Lady Monkey this. I like it warm,
Cheers.
but I don't want to be touched.
Are you saying that some like it hot?
Yes, yes, I am. Flair Fritz, thank you. So, have you guys had your first question submitted to the Lords of Advice column? No, we still haven't set up a. Oh, actually, I do have a question. I do. I'll have to remember to do that. Do you want me to stop and do that now?
I don't know. It's your show.
No, give yourself a post-it.
Are you making fun of my post-its?
Maybe.
Let me see if I can find it. It's we don't have a mailbox set up yet. I still haven't done that. Okay, this comes to somebody who wanted to remain anonymous. So, dear Lords of the Night, I remember you mentioned a viewer suggestion or suggested it on a show last week, and I thought I'd give it a shot. I would also like to remain anonymous, as this usually goes with these columns. I am a person with social anxiety to an extent. Not as bad as a lot of people, but it makes social interactions awkward and sometimes difficult for me. And now I found myself having a crush on a girl I know from work, or rather, I knew her from work. She resigned from her position a few weeks ago for school and family reasons. I had developed a small crush on her a month or so previous and put it in the back of my mind as I promised not to date a coworker. But since she resigned, I found she's on my mind all the damn time, and it's driving me nuts. I don't know how to approach trying anything towards her. I know very little about her, but I find myself afraid to speak to her. I don't want to constantly text her and seem like I'm a bother, but I also don't want to randomly ask her out when we barely knew each other, aside from the occasional work talk. I feel rejection wholeheartedly to the point where I can barely bring myself to send a simple "What's up, homie?" in a text message without taking 45 minutes to work up the courage to send it. I know getting rejected enough makes it less impactful, but I can't handle the idea of facing it enough to build up that resistance. I'm also somewhat unconfident in myself as a partner for someone. I live at home, although I'm only 21. I have a job, so I'm no moocher. I also don't have a license currently due to my fear of driving, but I'm working through it. I just don't see myself as someone being desirable as a romantic partner. It's getting to the point where I daydream nothing but asking her out, but my anxiety makes 90% of the daydreams just thinking out every possible bad scenario that can result from it. I would like to be able to get over it. I have no problem with that. It's just the rejection itself that will temporarily decommission me. I'm starting to think that it's not I'm starting to think not taking the shot is better than taking it and getting disappointed. How should I go about this?
No,
take the
you and you got to start with yourself first. You don't have to worry about the other person rejecting you. You've already rejected yourself. Give yourself some credit. Think positive things, put positive out. Don't list all your negatives to yourself. You need to build yourself up, love you for you, and then others will too.
Right. And it's not like you have to be conceited and think, well, you don't have to be monkey about the situation. You don't have to. You don't have to think like, oh, she's definitely gonna go for me because I'm absolutely worth it. But at the very least, you need to. If you're sitting here explaining to us how you don't think you will be a suitable person to date, then there's no reason for anybody else to. Like you have to establish that self with that stuff with yourself first. Everybody's situation is different. Your expectations can't be any higher than what you've already put forth, as far as the image that you see for yourself. So water your fucking tree. Stop trying to water your apples.
Yeah, a real Dr. Phil moment right now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Rejection, it's not that bad. If you ask her out and she says no, what happens?
Dude, all that anxiety and shit, it's gonna just vanish. Everything that's been fucking plaguing you and fucking with you this whole time, all your work, it's just gonna disappear. And you're gonna be upset. You're gonna feel bad, but it's just gonna that's gonna be it.
And then
This is the inverse to what I was talking about when, in a relationship, when did they start lying? If you get an answer to your question, if you get an answer to all your wondering and all your worrying and everything else, you can put a pin on, this is the reality, and I don't have to spend any more time imagining what the outcome's going to be.
Right.
And it's true. I mean, now it may be disappointing and you may be heartbroken, but I'll tell you what, it's better to find out it's not going to happen early on than to find out in the middle of the thing.
Here, let me. I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Obviously, for what you wrote, I'm guessing you have her number. Text her this. Would you like to go out sometime? And you're going to be nervous as fuck when you type that out. Hit enter and put your phone down.
That's it.
Yep.
You'll have an answer in a short time.
Better to have done something and regret it than to regret not having done something.
And if the answer comes back no, never look at it as what's wrong with me. Think of what's wrong with that person.
Well, it's not even necessarily wrong.
They wouldn't even like me. I'm a fine catch.
Oh, so now you have a problem with that kind of ego, or you're okay with that kind of ego?
You have
Just a minute ago, you were cheering on
yourself.
Don't be monkey.
Yeah, don't be monkey.
No, be monkey. I'm a happy motherfucker.
Don't be monkey.
Well,
I really am.
Essentially, if she says no, just be like, okay, this is not the person. You could focus your attention on somewhere else at that point. Instead of obsessing over this one person, you get a definitive answer. Focus your attention elsewhere. I mean, if she's interested, then it'll be something other than a no. And if she's like, I don't know, I'm busy that day, then you could be like, well, how about this day? Because usually if a chick really, if it's flat out no, she's going to be like, not a chance. And that's going to be that. But if she starts making excuses, then you might still have a chance.
And if none of that works, send her a dick pic. Maybe it'll be enough to get her to hop on it for a second.
Monkey.
Let's move on with our audience questions. Check Your Logic says, Ranting Monkey and Lady Monkey, how are you both married by 18? I haven't even had my first kiss by 18 or a real relationship.
I don't know. We were just very fortunate to find each other pretty young. I think I was 16 and he just turned 16.
Mm-hmm. I was lucky enough to find the love of my life early.
Yeah, it just clicked.
Yeah, everybody's situation is different,
Plus, man, she put out a lot in high school.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Okay, so moving on from that, Jenna asked, Monkey, how do you feel about walking your baby girl down the aisle?
I'm doing my best not to think of it, honestly.
Rolling.
No, we were talking earlier about the whole walking thing. Yeah. I told Lady Monkey I'm just gonna go with my limp and make it seem like I'm being cool. But no, the actual idea of giving my daughter away has been something that is not sat well with me since she was born. That's my little girl, but she's an adult and I have to let her go. But there's still that part of me that's my baby girl.
Monkey.
Yeah,
You're gaining a son.
I warned the groom on this one. I said, so he's okay to walk her down the aisle. It's the giving away thing that could cause some difficulty.
Yeah, when the preacher looks at me and says, "Who gives this woman away?" I'm not positive I'm going to say anything.
Well,
might
that's
stop and
fortunate
looking at
because he's a pastor, not a preacher. So.
Whatever.
What you should say is give away. I'm a capitalist. How much you paying?
Well, no, it's 2018. You don't own her, so you can't give away anything.
She's my baby girl. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, it's not something I'm looking forward to. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for the groom. I'm happy for Little Butt. I really am happy for their family. But this is my little girl. My little girl.
Little Butt's not happy about this wedding because her dress has a bow on it.
Yes, she's decided she hates bows.
Mm-hmm. What if they're pink?
I say, I bet if they'd gotten her a pink dress, she'd be fine with it.
I don't know. She seemed pretty hostile about that bow.
Let's see. I know there are more questions here. Can you no, Shio? Damn it. I almost read one of your questions. Lady Monkey, what's the stupidest thing Monkey said to you? Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
There's a slamming of a giant archive on her desk.
Yeah, let me break the book out. Recently, and this is just a sensitive thing, because I am getting older. I'm 43, so I'm not young, but I'm not at the age where Monkey apparently thinks I am. Like one day I made the comment about I was having a rough time sleeping because my feet were hot, and so now he takes it upon himself to make the change comments nonstop.
Isn't the change like mid-40s?
I don't know, but I'm not there yet. So
it depends on your mother.
We don't got to talk about it all the time.
No, we learned yesterday we are supposed to talk. We're supposed to say it like
three times a day.
Yeah.
3 times a day.
Say it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like when I say like I'm hungry or I'm thirsty, and you come back with, "Is it because you're going through the change?"
Yeah.
That was only because of how upset you got the first time I said it.
That's right, Monkey. I've never eaten before today.
Don't give me a weak spot. I will beat it to death.
Yeah.
Jenna has a question for me, apparently. Go ahead, Jenna. I'll read it when it comes up. Backscan
says, I know the dumbest thing Lady Monkey ever said to Monkey was, I do.
I've already made that joke several times in the past.
Monkey.
I was cornered. Like he asked me in front of people, and what was I gonna say? No, I had to say I do.
Oh.
I have a question, Lady Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
What's the sweetest thing Monkey's ever done for you?
The sweetest thing was when we had our daughter, because we were super young, and I was just so tired because she nurses, and well, she doesn't still.
She doesn't still. She's 25.
She did back then, but I was just so tired because she like would not sleep, and so Monkey, I think she was only maybe a week old. It was funny, like it's gonna come across crass, but it wasn't. It was so sweet then. He said, just go to sleep, but have one of your boobs out, and if she wakes up, I'll feed her for you, and you don't have to wake up. And he did, and it was the sweetest thing.
Aww.
Play with their titties in their sleep, y'all. They like it.
When you're nursing, we don't like it.
Just attach a little human leech onto them while they're sleeping.
That's right.
Yes.
Check Your Logic wants to know, what was your first impression of me, Lady Monkey? She didn't like me.
No, I thought he was such an asshole.
How long did that last?
Honestly, just a few days until we actually hung out at my friend's going away party. So
and then
it wasn't that long.
She started playing with my dick, and we got married.
No.
Is that how that happened?
That is the short version.
Oh my God.
That's the monkey version.
It's kind of how me and Squishy started.
Yeah, we heard that story. Jenna wants to know, is he good to Grand Monkey and your daughter? Are you talking about the groom? Yes, he is.
He really is.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Still marrying my daughter, so I look at him suspiciously, but I'm not going to be like Lady Monkey's dad and like offer to pay for a divorce every year.
Got the
He
money
only-
on standby.
Yeah, he only did that for about 18, 19 years.
No. It was 20 fucking years. 20 goddamn years.
Well, wait.
I-
After he
would've been
decided he didn't
smart.
need it for that, did he just give it to y'all?
No,
Nice.
Well, how much was he gonna give you?
he was going to pay for the lawyer and
See, you
all the
should have
court
been
costs.
smart and like every anniversary be like, we're getting a divorce and we're filing the paperwork. You
oh
got
no,
a
her dad
paycheck.
would have like needed receipts.
Well,
The
he
inter-
had a lawyer on call, so I think he would have just started the process.
Well, we know what Lady Monkey's dad thought of him.
You're suspicious of the man courting your daughter. It's just natural. Not that long though. Jesus Christ.
Well, he
Mash
wasn't
wants to know
real sure of you.
if we watch Shu's new video or that Weibo wants to do one as well. I haven't seen Shu's video.
No.
Flair says,
Flair
go flash your
Fritz.
snake at her monkey. Well, that's a super chat, so I got to go do it. Y'all run the show for a second.
Hmm.
Baby, I'm coming to show you my dick.
Oh, fabulous. That'll be
Where's
something
my
new for
doing?
today.
Not my fault.
Flair, why you do this to me?
You should turn the camera
It's a
on.
present. It's an anniversary
Look, baby,
present.
it's here.
I should whip out my camera
Share
and
Oh,
like
no.
Oh, if you want a
screen
dick pic,
share
I'll
with
send
you all. No,
The
I was gonna
monkey
screen
dick.
share with chat.
Oh, you want some of it?
Yeah, that'll get Monkey's channel off the air real quick.
Okay.
Just
Wow.
age restrict it.
Well, Monkey Dick Jim Jones movies would take a.
For the record, the other day I was talking about Flair because Flair was very nice, and if you watch our new Wrapped series, Flair is responsible for that. And I was telling Lady Monkey about that. She goes, "Flair's so sweet," and I said, "Flair's a degenerate."
Yeah, which wasn't very nice.
He is. Flair's an absolute degenerate, but he's a nice one.
Wonderful degenerate. I fucking love Flair.
Causing Flair to choke on his water.
Would it be all right if I dressed Monkey like Dale Earnhardt Sr.?
Like a dead guy?
What?
So, RJ has a thing for NASCAR. I think
Yeah.
she's
RJ does like NASCAR.
she's picturing me all sexy like.
Like
He
Dale
wasn't.
Earnhardt Jr.? What?
Senior
Oh,
was
Senior,
a pretty
it said
good
Senior,
looking
I'm
guy.
sorry.
Oh, well, senior, but all the same.
Jack says, "I don't think you're a degenerate, Flair." But Jack, look, you and me and Flair are all degenerates. We have a twisted morality on that subject, I think.
Yeah, all you need is a stun lock, and you guys will be the Fantastic Four of degeneracy.
Nope. All you need is love.
Love is just
Did you see what Flair said?
I was made for loving you,
Yes.
baby. You were made for loving me.
Look, if you don't think Flair's a degenerate, you are not watching our open streams, and you need to bring your asses on and watch them with us. Let's see. Jen asks, "Am I a degenerate monkey?" Yes, Jen. Yes, you are.
Jen, you're a sexual deviant. That's different.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's probably not your fault. Let's see. Did you ever clean your guns while talking to your daughter's fiance about the marriage? I don't own a gun. I'm not going to do one of those scare things. I'm just going to give him. I'm going to give him the look. Like, I can bury you and nobody will find you, and that'll be all that has to be done.
He's probably pretty sure he could outrun you.
That's all right. I can hit him with my car. Thank you, Stargazer Nuts. Be sure to watch Satsu and Ranting Monkey play Rift over on the stream on 2 Cents Plus, and the link is in there. Thank you so much for linking that for us. Last night was a lot of fun on that game. That was amazing.
Hold on, Jenna. Hold on. Jenna P had a question. My boys are black. Today we were on the docks before getting on the boat, and some doof?
Doof.
Doof? Oh, okay.
Doof.
Well, there was... Okay. Said to my boys that they need to find their real parents or live with a black family. Somebody actually said that? The boys didn't understand but had a lot of questions. Do you and Squishy have advice for this? It never happened before. Squishy, with growing up in a white home, what are your thoughts?
That's fucked up. Oh, just a
Um,
real quick side note. You hear that story about the guy that pissed on the black kid is all a hoax?
That's
Oh
what
no, but
Yeah.
I figured it was.
So is Jen white or black?
I don't know.
Jen, are you white or black? But you can still answer while we're waiting to find out.
Uh, mm, well, I mean, for me, it didn't like get better till I was like older. Cause like I never got that, it's okay that you're not white fully. So I would just make your boys embrace, basically. Just be like, hey, you're black, you got to live with it. Show them people who are black and are fine, I guess. I don't
know. Well,
I don't really know what to say like that. Like, it took me to be an adult and to like get away from like the racism to be okay with myself. So I would say just, keep your boys confident in themselves and not to listen to the racism.
just explain to them that there are people out there like that.
Mhm.
That's the best thing to do, as opposed to trying to connect this to who they are and what they look like and why they should feel whatever. Just tell them, like, there are people out there who say really horrible things. There are people out here who think in really bad ways, and you're not obligated to associate or respond to those people. Just you see somebody out there making comments like that or whatever, you don't have to confront them. Just ignore them and let them do them. Because that's how my mom pretty much raised me. She was like, you don't have to acknowledge ignorance. Like, just let that shit roll off. Because chances are, if somebody's out there and they're saying dumb shit like that to you in public, they want a reaction. The worst thing you can do is give them one. Just don't. Just
Or
ignore
say,
'em.
suck my dick and have a blessed day.
Oh my god.
Monkey, the floor is yours.
My reaction to something like that, I agree with Satsu. I would teach him, fuck it. There's dumb people out there, and you can't get away from that. You never will. They breed, and we can't stop them. We haven't figured out how to stop dumb people from breeding yet. But I would also, are your boys mixed? If they, I don't know if you're a stepmother or, because she did say she's white. If they're mixed, I would teach them that they have the best of both worlds. You get to dance and not get arrested all the time.
Jesus.
You get to have rhythm and like mayonnaise.
That's right.
Oh my
No,
God.
it just teach them that there's nothing wrong with them. It's the people who say that stupid shit that are the
Yeah.
problem, not you.
It's not you, it's
Mhm.
them. Trust me.
Because if you don't teach them, they're going to grow up very confused like me.
Yeah, and some kids need to hear that. Like a lot of reasons that a lot of kids have problems and issues with stuff like that, like confrontations and stuff, is because a lot of parents usually cater to their sensibilities and try to hide them from that and just tell them some crazy off the wall shit, as opposed to letting them know that, like, this is a reality. Like, it sucks and these people suck, but this is what you're gonna have to deal with sometimes, and this is how you do it. You know what I mean? As opposed to just saying, oh, well, those people aren't real. You were dreaming, Timmy. Here, take this pill.
It's also a good chance, for their kids to teach them, in that instance, how one person not having much love in their heart said something hurtful, and
Mhm.
for them to learn that if they say something to somebody else in that manner, they could hurt somebody else, and kind of think about how they speak to others.
Yeah.
Where's that question? Shiogarath asks, any tips if you're having issues conceiving? Stop having sex with men, bud.
Wah, wah, wah.
If you're having sex with women, make sure you're in the right hole. Other than that, yeah, there's not much I can help you with.
Preferably the front hole.
Yes.
Yes.
Usually try to have sex when they're fertile, which is usually about the week after they have their period.
Look at Squishy giving legitimate answers.
That's like one way, and then like get yourself checked at the doctor for like sperm and egg count, and then like your diet and your health can affect it too.
Just Squishy ain't pregnant because I know when not to go in the
Yeah,
fight.
that's why.
Y'all are dirty.
She's
So-
dirty. I am a victim.
Oh, you.
I've heard. We've heard on stream. It's dick time.
But that's why you love me, monkey.
It is what it's one of the many reasons I love you, Squish. Do we have any more questions, comments, concerns, guys? Throw them into chat now. Just a reminder, here in about 20 minutes, me and Satsu will be over on 2 Cents Plus playing Raft.
Yes, and this time we will only be kind of bad.
And this time it's personal.
Only kind of did.
It's personal.
Is that when you go to the back hole, Satsu? I'm gonna.
Nope.
Duck
Jen
Dog
is the
said,
one who asked that.
Duck Dog said actual real answers. The fuck is going on here?
Do we have anything else to promote before we? Because this is Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is your day.
Well, no, I don't know.
You only have
the
2
days
of
the
them.
week most of the
One
time.
thing I will say is we got really close to 50 viewers yesterday on the Raft stream. I want to get as close to 100 as we possibly can.
Yes.
So even if we just see the number, I want you guys to help us out tonight and come over and check out the 2 Cents Plus stream, so that way I can say I had 100 viewers at once.
Drop a dick pic.
When is Scribe gonna play games with you guys?
When
November.
Fallout 76 comes out.
Yeah, when 76 comes out, we'll be triple teaming it on West Virginia.
Happer, technically this was not clickbait because we did talk about the fight.
We're gonna run a train on Fallout 76.
That's right.
Let's see. Who won the fight? It was a majority draw, guys. KSI won 1 scorecard. The other 2 were tied.
I'm pretty sure I won.
But I still say Logan Paul wins because he's going to get the majority boost out of this.
So basically, they pulled what was that big fight that they had before? That Irish dude or whatever his name is.
McGregor.
McGregor.
Yeah, when he had
Oh.
the big fight with the black dude. Can't think of his name.
Mayweather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mayweather.
Floyd
That was
Mayweather.
just a whole
Non-boxing
thing for them to
people.
get money.
No, that was a real fight. McGregor's just not a boxer, and MMA is a different training style. It takes a lot of energy to punch somebody for 3 minutes at a time for 10 fucking rounds. Even if you're not getting hit, your arms will get tired. And an MMA fighter, they train differently because their fights are more compact. And he was never going to win that, not because he's not strong enough. It's just he would have needed a year of training to get ready for that fight.
It was a battle of stamina. Now, like I said, if it was the other way around, but Floyd Mayweather knows better than to get into the ring with an MMA fighter, that would have been a different story because he would have got his ass whooped. Because Floyd Mayweather is not one for stamina. He likes to run away, and there's a lot of shit you can't escape from in a ring, and he is not trained to do that at all. One good grapple and that shit would have been over.
No, and that's true. Mayweather wouldn't have transferred over well.
No.
And frankly, it's easier to transfer to boxing because it's just learning the endurance part.
Yeah.
Where if you transfer over, you have to learn the grappling and jujitsu. And I have a lot of respect for MMA fighters. I just don't like it because it's kind of gay. I want to see people get knocked the fuck out, and that's what I like. That's why I like boxing. And
You don't want to see
I don't
two
know,
grown
man.
men wrapping their legs around each other's waist and
he's doing a rear naked choke.
having a moment.
Yeah, I mean
Well,
MMA. I liked MMA before, like Hoist Gracie and those guys brought grappling so
Yep.
much into like this is the way you win, because then it's just then it becomes a ground thing and it becomes like Monkey said, it's boring, kind of.
Yeah, it's basically German Greco wrestling at that point, or
Yeah.
however you say that.
yeah,
And
pancration. Yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from the athleticism of those guys. Those guys are fucking strong as hell,
Oh,
and
yeah.
not something I'm interested. I want to see people fucking beat each other to death.
I just saw that. Did y'all see that knee to the face that dude took in that knockout?
Oh, that is so pretty.
My God, that was like the most perfect. That looked like some movie shit.
I do like watching MMA knockout compilations.
Oh, dude, that shit is insane.
They are brutal.
They're hard to watch though sometimes.
Kyler says MMA always ends up looking like angry gay sex. Yes, it does. And some of their terms kind of go with it. Let's see. Going from MMA to boxing, you know, it would be harder to remember no kicking. I think the first time he got kicked out of the ring for that would be enough.
No, not really, because McGregor was he has boxing training. Like that's you have to you take boxing training when doing MMA, but you don't train for other things when you're a boxer. Unless you've already had like experience fighting in those fields or whatever. McGregor has boxing experience. Not actual, you know, he wasn't an actual boxer, but he's had boxing training.
And with that, guys, it is the end of the stream. I didn't realize it came up so quick. So let me do this. Lady Monkey, 25 years. I am still deeply, deeply in love with you. I love you, sweetie. James Colley, thank you. Sorry for getting the stream demonetized. I'm fine. And thank you for joining us, Lady Monkey. And you, Squish. Yay. Hi, Squish.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
Chad, thank you for the donations. Thank you for hanging out with us. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. And Scribe, Satsu, a pleasure as always. Don't forget to come watch me and Satsu over on 2 Cents Plus as we play Raft. Everyone, your lives make me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Ovaltine.
Dick.
What? No.
Ovaltine Dick. That is tonight's secret. Bye, guys.